You know how many times I hear people say, that's a hard decision? It's a hard decision. Decisions are not hard. The story you built around the decision is hard. And the story isn't even fucking true. Think about it. Like, really think about it. Every single thing that you've ever been afraid of, every decision you agonize over, every fear you were convinced would destroy you, how many times did you finally get to the other side of it and literally nothing happened? You didn't die. The shit you were terrified of either didn't come true at all or was a fraction of what your brain built into it. You survived every single one. Your track record of surviving the shit you fear is 100%. And you still treat the next decision like it's going to be the one that finally kills you. You guys, the decision is never the hard part, it's the story. What are you telling yourself about the decision and the discipline? The only thing that's actually hard is showing up every single day when nobody's clapping for you, nobody's patting you on the back, and nobody even knows or cares where you are in the middle of your grind. That's the hard shit. Not the choosing, not the doing over and over in the silence when there's no applause and no audience and no dopamine hit waiting for you. That is what separates the people who make it from the people who keep talking about it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I know because I'm living it, baby. You guys, welcome to the Listen Bitch podcast. I am Branden Lynette, your voice authority podcast coach. Your mess is your message. Your potential is your purpose. Get the fuck over yourself and go build something. And I want to talk about discipline today. And I want to talk about the lie of motivation because I think motivation has ruined more dreams than fear ever did. People sit around waiting to feel motivated, waiting for this spark, waiting to be in the mood to build their life. And the wait never ends because motivation is not something you wait for, it's not the thing that gets it done. And I'll tell you what actually gets it done. I'm going to tell you from inside the exact thing that I'm living through. Um, I'm in it. I'm in the middle of the arena, you guys, and my story's not even finished. Like, it's the messy chapter. And I think that's one of the things that I love to show you guys is the messy chapters. You're going to see me in another year up to 1,000 podcast episodes doing, better than I was today, but it's because of the shit I'm doing today that I'll be somewhere different in a year. Before we get started, today's episode is brought to you by Super Patch. I want to talk about Boost today. Although I did on TikTok, if you watch my podcast being recorded live, you saw me sticker up today with peace. It is just something I need before I record, no matter what. My palms get sweaty. Just want to make sure I stay focused, kind of keep my nervous system down so my thoughts don't go awry. Um, but discipline on the days that you don't feel like it requires real sustained energy. And it's the kind of energy that can't depend on your mood. Boost is pure sustained energy. There's no crash, no stimulants. It's drug free, made in the USA, vibrotactile technology, working directly through your nervous system. I always keep a link in the show notes. You guys check that out. I'm very excited because I do have a package in the mail coming from the Super Patch Company right now. I told y'all I was done with supplements, but I will tell you something else. I have watched the inventor of these patches, okay? And not only have these patches changed my life, they have worked for my husband, and count anybody I've shared them with just has a great testimony, but watching people all over the world experience them has been amazing. And I trust Jay. There's an FU to big pharma here because we don't have ingredients in our stuff. There is no supplement. There's nothing that's going to interfere. It's like literally safe for everybody, for a baby, for your grandma, for everybody. Um, anyway, if I was going to trust anyone with a supplement, because I'm out of the supplement game, kids, okay? I take some stuff, I get it on Amazon, I'm done with that era. That's what I've been saying, but I have a supplement coming in the mail, and it is a seven seven tiered way to gut health. And if there's anybody I'm going to trust, it's going to be Jay. He showed himself. He's shown, he's not going to give us anything that is not above board. And being someone who came from the supplement game, that's a whole other podcast episode that I would love to do to pull back the curtain on supplements and the diet culture industry and all of that. Someday I will do that. But this is one of those things, you guys, that I'm excited to try. And of course, I'm going to try it and tell you my real experience. If if anything, you'll get the truth out of that for sure. So you can get the same. You can check that out. You can check out our new digestive product in the links in the show notes as well. It's the same exact link that you'll go through for the patches. So let me talk about this though. The story is the only hard part, and I can prove this to you with your own life. Every hard decision that you have ever faced, it felt hard because of the story that your brain wrote about what would happen on the other side. And it's usually multiple things you think: the story of the disaster, the story of the judgment, the story of the failure, the humiliation, the loss, or the catastrophe waiting for you if you choose wrong. And your brain writes that story in vivid detail. It runs it on the loop, and then it makes the decision feel impossible. So then suddenly you feel like the decision is hard. And then you make the decision, and the story doesn't come true. In fact, 46 years old now, and I could tell you it almost never comes true. I can't even think of a time that the worst came true. The catastrophe you rehearsed 100 times, it just doesn't show up. And even in the rare cases where the hard shit did happen, look at you, because you handled it, because you're a person who can handle shit. And you know that because you're still here after every single hard thing you were ever sure would kill you. How many things have you been through that you were like, definitely this will end my life? In that moment. We've all been through shit we thought would kill us, okay? Shit that broke us, or tried to break us. Your brain is a fiction writer that only writes horror, and you've been treating its horror stories like documentaries. The decision in front of you right now, the one that feels so heavy, is not heavy. It's the story that's attached to it weighing you down. If you strip the story away and look at the actual decision, it almost is always simple. You already know what to do. In fact, you've known what to do for a long time. The only thing standing between you and doing is a story about a future that isn't going to happen. Decisions are hard. Fiction is convincing, and it's time that you learn the difference. And I'm happy to share exactly where I'm at right now, because I'm not going to preach discipline to you from some finished place where it's easy. Okay? It's not fucking easy. My son is in the Marines at boot camp for 4 weeks and a day now. Um, that is its own weight. Like that whole ache that I'm carrying while I do everything else, while juggling the pride and, on day one of him being gone, I made a decision. It wasn't a hard one. It was just a simple decision wrapped in no story. I decided I was going to start showing up for myself every single day. And here we are, 30 days in. I wake up at 5 a.m. I crush a workout before most people have hit snooze for like the second and third time. And then I'm doing my office work early in the mornings. All of this. I've missed 5 days of this in the past 30 days while carrying other weight of other kids and other life things, because that's life. It's not pausing from me. Okay. And you know what happened today on day 31? Let me tell you what happened. Nothing, bitch. Nobody threw me a party. Nobody commented, "Great job, Branden. You're doing so great. So proud of you." Like, nobody gives a single fuck where I'm at right now in the middle of this. And that's the entire point I want you to understand. Nobody's going to care about the middle. Nobody's going to clap for 30 days of discipline. Nobody sees the 5 a.m. alarm or the workout that nobody witnesses, or the going live and recording stuff when I don't feel like it. The middle part is invisible, and it's silent, and it's lonely. And that is exactly why most people quit right in the middle. But guess what? You know what's going to happen? 90 days from now, 90 days from now, people are going to visibly see my results. They're going to see the body, the growth, the brand, the momentum, and they're going to wonder, like, what did this bitch do? What is her secret? What changed? I've been eating ground beef and rice since January. Throwing some baked potatoes now. I'm tired of rice. Ground beef and baked potatoes for a minute. And the answer is very simple. It's very boring. It's the most unsexy thing in the world. Nothing changed except I showed up on day 30 when nobody's watching, and all the days in between. Day 1, day 9, day 20. Soon it'll be day 60. Not a hard decision. In fact, I take the decision out of it. My shoes are at the top of the stairs in the mornings. I wake up, I put them on, I take a second to meditate with God. Just to, I love you. Thank you for the day. Guide me. Give me the strength to actually do this. I do the weights straight to the treadmill, do some stretching, do some Bible reading, do some journaling, write my son, wake up my girls, come in my office, rinse and repeat. There's no decision. It is just moving from one step to the next. There's nothing I decide. It's just what I do. A little bit of discipline repeated in silence. Nobody's clapping for me. Guess what happens on the days that I missed? Nothing. Nobody called and said, hey, why didn't you show up today? Nothing will happen except the fact I'm going to look myself in the mirror in 60 days when I go pick up my Marine, and I'm going to be thinking about all the hard work he put in, and I'm going to say, am I worthy of just standing in front of him and being proud? Did I do something too? Can I stand there and love the reflection staring back at me? Not if I hit snooze and skip the workouts. Not if I don't make 5 a.m. a priority. Not if I decide I have a bunch of hard decisions and I just get analysis paralysis, or none of that happens. No applause. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if at the end of this I just stop doing what I'm doing. But I have to look myself in the mirror. And that's the entire secret. Like, nobody wants that because it's not exciting. It's not exciting. When my life is different in 90 days, when my life is different in 120 days, when I am someone different in 365 days, everybody's going to be asking for the secret. And I'm in it and I'm telling you, this is it. Just show the fuck up when no one is patting you on the back. Yeah, on the other side of this, people can be like, oh my God, great job. Wow, you've really come a long way. Wow, you're really doing the damn thing. Been doing it quietly, struggling, fighting for my life. Okay. Motivation to you guys is a flaky ass mistress. And that's the truth, because I feel like you've been lied to and it's lying to you your whole life. Motivation is flaky. I always say she's a flaky mistress. I've said it forever. She sounds good. She feels good. She shows up all excited. Woo, let's get fired up. You got to be hungry. Makes you feel like this time's going to be different. This time you're really going to do it. And then that bitch disappears. Motivation has been what's kept me losing the same 20 pounds every year over and over and over again. Motivation, because I'd lose it when I was motivated, then it would be boring, and then I'd be like, well, it's not working, and I'd give up and I'd gain back the 20 pounds. Then I'd be like, ooh, wait, I could do this. Cycle continues. 40 pounds down now, and I sure the fuck am not going to count on motivation to get me any further. Absolutely not. You want consistency? Then stop counting on that, because that bitch will disappear. Motivation will disappear. Right when you need her the most, she is gone, and you're just standing there at 5 a.m. with no spark and a very warm bed and every reason in the world to skip the workouts. And motivation, like chemically, this is a hit of dopamine that makes you feel good and it gives you this temporary burst of energy. That's it. It's a chemical mood. And like every chemical high, what's it going to do? It's going to fade. It's going to fade fast. And when it fades, it takes your energy and then it leaves you flat and unmotivated and convinced that because you don't feel like it anymore, you can't do it anymore. Motivation feels like fuel, but it's actually a sugar high. It spikes and it crashes, and it never ever does the real work of moving the needle in your life. People who wait to feel motivated wait for fucking ever. They start when the mistress shows up and they quit when she leaves, and they call themselves inconsistent when really they just hitched their entire life to a feeling that was never designed to last. Motivation is not a strategy. It's just a mood, and you can't build your life on a mood. And discipline, you guys, is the opposite of the mistress. Discipline is the faithful spouse who shows up whether the feeling is there or not. Discipline doesn't give a fuck if you're motivated. Discipline doesn't care if you slept well or you feel inspired or if you're in the mood. Discipline just goes because you made a decision And the decision doesn't renegotiate itself every morning based on how you feel. Stop chasing the mistress and marry the discipline. Discipline is the only one that will ever build anything. And there is some science behind why motivation fails you every single time and why discipline works, because once you understand the mechanisms, um you kind of stop waiting for the wrong thing. Motivation runs on dopamine, and dopamine is a reward chemical designed to be temporary, right? So your brain releases it to reinforce a behavior, but it is built to spike and drop, because a reward that lasted forever would stop being a signal. We wouldn't get the data. So by design, the good feeling that gets you started is engineered to fade. If your action depends on the feeling, your action fades with it. And that's not a flaw in you. It is the nature of the chemical. Anyone wanting to feel motivated is waiting on a molecule that is built to disappear. And discipline runs on a completely different system. When you do a behavior repeatedly, regardless of how you feel, like fuck your feelings, baby. Fuck your feelings. Um, the basal ganglia, the brain's habit center, it starts encoding it as an automatic pattern. Like once it's encoded, the behavior no longer requires motivation to start. In the same way, you don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth. You just do it because it has become who you are and what you do. Like you just do it. I wish I could say after 30 days, I'm in the era of I just do it. No, because some days there is a solid pull to not get up. But discipline is the process of doing the thing enough times without the feeling that the brain automates it and removes the need for the feeling entirely. That's why day 60 is so much easier than day 30. And it's not because you're not motivated, because the pattern's becoming automatic and it requires less and less of you to initiate. I want this to be automatic. Like, I want it to be so automatic that I bitch, I sleepwalk through it. Like, let me just keep sleeping and my body just goes down. It sits at the top of the stairs. It puts on the shoes. It crosses its legs and give my brain and my heart and soul to God for the day. I go downstairs. Like, let it just automatically do the stuff so I don't even have to consciously wake up. Like, I want it to be so automatic. But this is the part that matters most. Every day you show up without the feeling, you are casting a vote for a new identity. Your brain updates its self concept based on evidence, and then the evidence of who you are is what you repeatedly do. You show up 8 days in a row, and your brain starts to believe you're someone who shows the fuck up. Show up 90 days, and it's not even a belief anymore. It's just a fact. It is your identity. That is goals, baby. I am 60 days away from that, and I crave that. I just want that to be my identity, because identity runs on the autopilot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't remember that long drive, how you got from point A to point B, but you got there safely. I want my mornings to be autopilot. You're not trying to feel motivated to work out. You're becoming a person who works out, and that person doesn't need convincing. It is just like, think about brushing your teeth. Like, you don't wake up and wait to feel motivated to brush your teeth. You don't scroll TikTok looking for a video to inspire your dental hygiene. You don't need a hype playlist or an accountability partner or the perfect mindset. Motherfucker, you just brush your teeth every single day, whether you feel like it or not, because at some point it becomes automatic and the feelings stop being part of the equation. You would feel weird not doing it. And when is the last time anybody clapped for you for brushing your teeth? Fucking nobody shows up in class for you brushing your teeth. Nobody comments great job on your consistency. There is no dopamine hit. There's no applause. There's no audience. It is the most boring, unglamorous, invisible daily discipline there is. That's exactly why your teeth are still in your mouth. The boring, invisible daily shit done without motivation and silence with no applause is the thing that actually works over time 100% of the time. Everything you want to build works exactly like brushing your teeth. It's not supposed to feel exciting every day. It's not supposed to have an audience. It's supposed to just get done daily, automatically, whether you feel like it or not. Stop waiting for your workout or your podcast or your calling to feel more exciting than brushing your teeth. It will not. Just do it anyway. Like you do that's discipline. That's the whole thing. And I see you. You've started 100 times on a wave of motivation, and then you've quit 100 times when the wave disappears. You tell yourself, maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I'm incapable. But you prove you could start over because you've done it. What was yesterday's show? You keep starting the fuck over, over and over and over and over, and you just keep doing it. You just keep hitching the start to a feeling, and when the feeling leaves, so do you. Then you blame yourself for a discipline problem, or you blame everybody else around you because it's not working out. And what you really actually have is a motivation dependency. I think you're closer than you think you are, and you keep quitting in the exact invisible middle where no one's clapping. You get to day 8 or 9, the part where it's quiet. You're at day 30 and it's lonely and nobody cares yet, and you mistake the silence for failure. You're not failing anyone. It's the messy middle. It's the part that always feels like nothing's happening right before it actually happens, and you keep walking away from it right before the 90-day mark where people would have started to notice. I see you. You could become someone completely unrecognizable in 90 days if you just married the discipline and divorced the mistress. And the results are that close. 90 days is nothing. Think about what you've done for the past 90 days. Just close your eyes and think, what has happened in the past 90 days? How fast did that go? Bitch, that's our summer. How fast did that go? It's not over yet. What do we have? Like 40 days of summer still. The only thing between you and the version of you that people ask about in 90 days is a string of boring, invisible, unapplauded days that you keep quitting on because they don't feel exciting. Stop needing it to feel exciting. Just start needing to get it done. You guys, if this is lighting a fire under your ass, do me a favor and send it to the person who keeps waiting to feel motivated, and then go do the shit that you don't feel like doing. Make sure you have subscribed to the show so you don't miss an episode. Leave a written review. If you want to watch me record it live, make sure you follow Dream Big Bitches on TikTok, okay? Um, Jesus went into the wilderness for 40 days. 40 days of fasting, of hunger, of being tested, of showing up in the hard shit with no crowd, no applause, nobody watching, nobody patting him on the back, just the discipline of enduring it day after day in the silence and the emptiness. Nobody was there to cheer him on in the wilderness. There was no audience for day 20 of the fast. The middle of his 40 days was it was as invisible and lonely as day 8, and he didn't leave. He didn't wait to feel motivated to keep going. He stayed disciplined, faithful to the assignment through the exact kind of unwitnessed middle that makes all of us quit. And what came out of the wilderness was a ministry that changed the entire world. But the ministry came after the wilderness. The public thing, the thing everybody saw, came only after the private discipline nobody saw. He did the invisible middle first. He earned the visibility results through the unwitnessed daily faithfulness that had no applause attached to it. Your wilderness is the day 8 and the day 30. It's the invisible middle where nobody's clapping and nothing looks like it's working. And what is on the other side of your faithfulness in the wilderness is the thing you were made for. Literally. But you have to stay in it, disciplined, unwitnessed, unmotivated, and faithful the way that he did. The results are on the other side of the wilderness that nobody sees you walk through. Divorce that feeling. Make the decision once and then stop renegotiating it every morning based on your mood. You already decided. The alarm goes off and you go. Not because you feel like it, because you decided and the decision is not up for a daily vote. Show up in the silence. Do the shit on the day that nobody claps because that is every day until the results show up. Stop needing an audience or a milestone or applause to keep going. The middle is invisible by design, and just keep showing up in it anyway. And then count the votes, not the feelings. Every day you show up is a vote for the person you're becoming. Stop measuring your motivation and start counting your days. Day 8, day 9, let the number be the thing, not the mood. Decisions are not hard. The story you wrapped around it is what's fucking you up, and the story is bullshit. You have survived every single thing you're afraid of. Your fear has 0% success rate and is actually destroying you, and you're still letting it run your life. The only hard thing is discipline. Showing up on day 30 when your kid is gone and all your kids are gone and your body is tired and nobody on earth is clapping for you. Showing up in the invisible, silent, lonely middle where nothing looks like it's working and no one gives a fuck where you are yet. That's the hard part. And it's the entire difference between the people who get results in 90 days and the people who are still waiting to feel motivated enough to start. Motivation is a flake. She feels amazing. She does nothing and she leaves right when you actually need her. Stop building your life on the mood that was engineered to disappear. Marry the discipline. The faithful one, the one who's going to show up whether you feel like it or not, whether anyone's watching or not, and quietly builds the entire thing while the mistress is off making someone else feel good for an afternoon. Mistress is a liar. Day 30. Y'all, nobody's clapping. But 90 days from now, people are going to be like, holy shit, what did you do? Very simple. There is no secret. There's no secret hack. I showed up when it was invisible. That's it. That's the whole secret. That's the only secret there ever was. Stop falling for all the bullshit around you that says there's a secret hack to escape all of this. Here you could feel this. You could be where I'm at. You can be where I'm at, but you start now and you don't stop for the next 90 days. That's it. Stop waiting to feel it. Get the fuck over yourself and go do the shit that you don't feel like doing today on a day that nobody's watching. You don't need anybody's permission. Just fucking go do it. That's the only day that's ever actually counted. Today. Today. Make sure you guys check the show notes and don't wait till you feel motivated to use them, or you will literally be waiting forever. Love you.